So when we talk about a one of one, a one of a kind, a iconic being, which are many, many on this planet, but is not in every corner. What makes it really what it is the fact that is unique, but not just on the surface, not just on the superficial, not just on the material, but the external is just a reflection of the internal, and the internal is always, 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 always even better than the external. That's kind of like what makes it unique, because not everything that you see is everything that there is. There's always more. There's always more layers to it. So that's what makes it actually so iconic, because it keeps you interested. It keeps you like wanting for more. But because you know that there's more to it, because you know that there's depth to it, you know that there are so many more things to it. Um, yeah, because normally in this society, a lot of things are just trending, and a lot of things is just like not having like your own personality, but trying to pursue the latest core, the latest trend, which I'm not saying that trends are bad. Like, you can take whatever you like, but don't make your whole personality a trend. Like, don't make your whole thing based on what everybody else is saying that this is the latest thing. Um, they have been saying it for really, really long, and it's true. Just be yourself. Like, you know what? I like what I like. I like this. I fuck with this. I am like this. Even if it's not everyone's cup of tea, even if not everyone is going to like it, even if not everyone is going to accept it or even validate it, it's like, this is my shit. I like it the way it is, and I'm not going to change it just for others to like it. This is the way I like it, so this is the way I go for it. Um, to like own the depths of your mind, your heart, your feelings. Do not be afraid of facing your shadows, your ugliness, your imperfections. Like, that is what makes something really iconic. That is what makes a one of one, a one of a kind. That's what makes it really is the the superficial, the surface is just a side effect of all the things that are happening on the inside, all the things that they don't get to see, because the process. They don't get to see the process. They just see like some little bit of the results, but they don't see the process. They don't see the behind the scenes, all the work that is put behind the scenes. They don't see any of that, and they don't have to actually like. You don't have to show your whole life in front of everyone just to feel like you are worthy of something. You are already worthy of something. You are worthy of so much just by the way you are, just for who you are. And if you embrace who you are, your uniqueness, if you don't be afraid of like owning your shadows, your imperfections, your mistakes, and you embrace like your mind, your heart, your creativity without judging yourself, like without letting yourself go like, I should be like this, I should be like that, because that's what is right now, that's what like this. Don't go there. Like, don't go there. I mean, been there, I've done that. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it. If I could give myself, my younger self, an advice, it would be that. It would be like, don't let them fool you into thinking that you should take their advice to fit the mold, like that's definitely something really worth it. Is just to embrace who you are, to be iconic. Yeah. The truth is that I have been thinking a lot because, it's a new year, so I like it to take a little moment to introspection, to be grateful, to set intentions, and to just own the new, fresh energy that we get. And now that I feel like be more open with my voice and with speaking my mind, speaking my heart, because I feel like I'm open to it now. I feel like it's the moment for it. I feel called to do it, so I will do it. Because I don't know why, I have no idea. I don't know the details, but I'm just a messenger too. Like, look, I'm not. I don't take the credit of everything that I do, really, because I just receive the information. I'm just a messenger. Really, I'm a vessel. I'm a bridge. So I might tap into the ideas. I might tap into the energies, but I don't create those energies. I don't create those ideas. I just tap into that and do what I feel called to do with it. And it might look a little bit not really logical for some people, but I feel like the creative act and the creative way of living, when you choose it, it's something that it won't make a lot of sense for a lot of people, and you have to accept that. Like, probably my life and probably the things that I do, it won't make a lot of sense for a lot of people, but as long as they make sense to me is enough. As long as they make sense to me and they help me grow and evolve, that is way more than enough. That is actually the intention. That's the purpose. So yeah, I think it's really, really beautiful to connect with that, but also to leave the ego aside in the process, because at the end is that we're messengers, we're channels, we're bridges, and it's important to not chase the glory of it, because I feel that what really fulfills me when I do something, it's when I am connected, really, really connected and present into what I'm doing without thinking into the results or what I can get from it or what can I win from it, So yeah, you have to be humble. You have to leave the ego aside. Yeah, it's very important. It's very important. Because when we connect to this creator side that we all have, because we all are connected to the creator and the creation itself. It's such relief. Ugh. It's a breath of fresh air, really. I don't have, I don't feel like explaining the things that I do, but I might also contradict myself in the process, because when you have so many layers to yourself, it's easy to change your mind, and you have also need to make peace with, you know what, maybe I may come off a little bit contradictive, and it's fine, because when you have deepness, you are a paradoxical being, because you have so many sides of you. It's not just I'm this and this is my little box and this is all that I am, so I'm gonna stay here. No, you just step out of that box and you say like, whoa, what is this? This is a whole fucking universe that I am. Like this is great. Over here is like, I like it here, you know? But it's big. It's big, and you discover that there is so much to yourself that you didn't even knew or didn't want to face. As good as bad, everything has like a positive and a negative, and one thing is not separated from the other. Both are together and constantly coexisting together. So also to make peace with that. But I think that at this time that humanity is on is really like is great if everybody starts to stepping out of the little box that this is what I am, this is what I said that I was going to be, and I will die in this little box. Because there's so much more to you, to me. Of course, we cannot force anyone we cannot force anyone into something, into building anything, but if you get inspired to it, that's amazing. And I don't need to take the credit of it, by the way. You can take it. I can give it to you. I don't lose anything. If anything, I just get to receive more, because there is so much more in me from where that came from. Like I won't be left empty just by giving. I will grow more, and you'll get to grow more too. So it's a win-win. I know I might be sounding super. What is this chick talking about? But it's one of those things that maybe in the moment you're like, this is weird, I don't get it, and maybe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? I have always thought that I'm that type of person that you probably won't understand in the moment, but when you look from afar, when you give some time, like a couple months, a couple years, you get, oh, okay, she was talking something. She was saying something important. I just didn't get it in the moment. But when you are ready to understand it, you'll be ready. Because the things that I said, I don't like that, I don't agree with that, I have to look twice and maybe experience it from a different angle, give it some perspective, because maybe it's not that you don't like it, maybe it's that you are not giving it perspective, you're not even giving it the try to like it. So I like to challenge myself. When I say I'm not gonna do this, I don't like this, then I'm like, why am I limiting myself into thinking that this is all that I am, this is all that I like? Like, why not try to get in perspective, try to understand what this other situation, person, activity, whatever is giving me a different point. So yeah, it's totally fine if you feel like you're contradicting yourself. You know, that's hot girl shit. It really is to be like contradicted. It means that you're paradoxical, and if you're paradoxical, it means that you have a lot of depth to you, that you have many layers to you. So you can change your mind. It's totally fine. You don't have to die on a hill with what you thought 5 years ago. You know, like you thought that, but now you know better and you think something else. And it's totally fine. So I think this year is a lot for stepping out of the limiting beliefs of this is all that I am, this is all that I can do, or this old pattern thinking of this is all that I want to do with my life, this is all that I can do, and to be in that little box and make yourself small to fit and to be liked by others is like, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that anymore, babe. We are stepping out of the little hamster wheel and we are riding on the fucking galaxy, okay? Because that's how it feels when we step out of the little box and we embrace the possibilities of who we are and what we are and all the depth and the space that is inside of us and so many things that we are. It's like a full galaxy. We really are like each individual is a whole world, is a whole galaxy. So stepping into that, getting out of the little box of the limiting beliefs, and you know, I want to do this. I never tried this, but I have always maybe felt like doing something like this. So do it. Yeah, this life is short, is really short. And are we gonna get stuck into the little hamster wheel, into the little box forever without even trying to explore ourselves fully and to own who we are? Creators. We are the gods of our own world, and it's not for you to think like you are more than others, because we are not. But just leaving ego aside, without like, there's no need to be arrogant about it, because if you do the work, there's no space for being arrogant. And the work, it doesn't need to be to be a spectacle neither. Like, you just do it and you are in peace because you know that you do it. Whether they see it or they like it or not is not your it's none of your business. It's really none of your business. So yeah, I think this is a message for me and for some other person out there that resonates with it. Of course, not everyone is going to resonate with it, but that's fine. It's not for everyone. But if you feel called to step out of the little box, to step out of the hamster wheel and do something more with your life, explore yourself, like embrace who you are fully, I think we can ride the same wave and it will be really fun. Because you don't have to be alone, you don't have to feel alone. Even when you are alone, you are not really alone. I don't know how to explain that, but it's just what it is. We are not alone, and you are supported. And if you feel called to do something, you should try to do it, because your inner self knows the answers. So trust it. Trust your own instinct. trust your inner callings. It might not make a lot of sense always, but they will eventually make sense. Just take that leap of faith, own yourself, all that quirky, weird, strange, yeah, like super different, super unique, super you. What makes you you? Like, stop looking around. Actually, everything is a mirror. This whole existence is a mirror. So, at the end, if you look outside all the time, you're just looking at the mirrors. But the best way to go is to look inside. Inside is beautiful too, but you have to give it a chance. You have to trust yourself, and you have to give you a big, cozy hug and look inside and just go for it without thinking like, oh, is this going to work? Is people going to like this? Whatever. That's none of, like, that's so out of our control. There's no even like, there's no need to think of that, to stress over that. The things that get out of our control, forget it. Like, we might be the gods of our lives, but we are just little ants in the world at the end, because we might feel really grand, but we are actually also very small, and in comparison to the existence of the universe, we can feel like we're nothing, but we are something. And even the smallest of beings have purpose. Even the smallest of things in nature can make great impact. So it's great to be small too, because being accepting our smallness makes us big, because it doesn't come from pride, ego, or arrogance. It comes from acceptance. Whether if you feel like you're all that, and you say like, oh, I'm this shit, and like trying to make others feel small, or like saying like you're the big Empire State Building. I actually, it feels like a lot of insecurities too. Like, what? Because why do you feel like you need to make yourself so like? Well, I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, stepping into true confidence, not into insecurities. And even if you have insecurities, which we all have, you don't have to make your whole existence go around insecurities, because insecurities can become strengths if you work on them. Like, something that might be your weak spot, if you look at it, if you work on it, if you transmute it, it can become in your power. It can become a real strength. It can become a really strong point. So just, not just perspective, but also action, because action is what really gives weight to ideas, to thoughts. When we transmute it into matter, into action, into work, that's where the magic happens. That's really where the magic happens. So yeah, I feel like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by speaking up and putting a little bit of my inner thoughts out there, and sound like a complete crazy insane person, and loving every second of it. Really, it's fun. is fun and is freeing, because I'm like, this is who I am. So it's really freeing. It's really freeing, and it feels really fucking good. It really, like, there's not things, there are no material things that can fulfill us the same way that doing the inner work and taking the leaps of faith gives us. It really doesn't. And I am a lover of things. I love all things creative, like all things, like I love the material world too, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I love more the spiritual realm, the not material, the internal, the energetical, the mental, emotional. That's what gives it life to the material, really, because the material is just not like a side effect, but like it's just a projection of the spiritual. It really is where matter, because from where the energy comes, it becomes into matter. So keeping the balance into both things, but I know what I like the most. I know what I love the most. So yeah, I think I have already said enough. So yeah, period.